Hello, Nat here, and today I bring you basic battle strategy in Fire Emblem Heroes. A lot of strategy in this game involves understanding the game's AI and manipulating it to your advantage. Now, the first thing you need to know is that the game's AI is programmed to attack whatever is within their attacking range, no matter how ineffective it is, as long as that's the only attacking option available to them, sometimes leading to their own death. And when nobody is within their attacking range, they start advancing towards the units that they can deal the most damage to. AI healing units tend to prioritize healing their injured allies, but if they do not have anybody to heal, they also come charging towards you with their attacks. As the game's AI is fairly simple, we can often take advantage of it. First up is the straight bait. The straight bait involves placing the direct counter to your enemy's unit within their attacking range, provided that the same spot is not directly threatened by the rest of the enemy units. In a map as open as this, making a straight bait can often give you the upper hand. Next is defensive baiting. In the absence of units within their attack path, the enemy unit will head straight towards the units that they think they can deal the most damage to, and sometimes end up cornering them. In this scenario, rather than have Takumi and Roy both head for Narshan, I'm going to bait Takumi toward his hard counter Robin. Manipulating the enemy AI correctly can often quickly give you the upper hand. The next and most common tactic that I use in the arena is called the bait and switch. This takes advantage of the enemy's sheer determination to move towards the unit that they want to damage, ignoring any hard counters to them that may lie in store along the way. I tend to bait toward one side of the map, so that we don't have to deal with so many enemy units at the same time. In this scenario here, Cordelia wants to attack Roy so badly, she ignores the fact that she is flying right towards Narshan, who can destroy her. Meanwhile, the counters to Narshan, Ryoma and Tiki are on the opposite corner of the map and will not be able to save Cordelia in time. Flying units on the mountainous terrain are particularly easy to bait, and therefore should become your first bait targets. Similarly, cavaliers on level ground tend to isolate themselves from the rest of the enemy units due to their high movement, and therefore should be baited first if possible. Armored units are usually very slow to join the party and should be focused on last. Having a dancer or singer makes the enemy's movements a little more unpredictable, but more often than not, they tend to dance or sing the unit closest to them, extending that unit's attack range. Having an extra turn to move could mean that this unit ends up being isolated from the rest of your team. Therefore, enemy units who are likely candidates of the extra turn should be set up for bait first. As a note of caution, when trying to predict the AI, always try to take into account common movement skills. The most common movement skills in the arena at the moment are pivot, drawback, shove, and smite. Of all the movement skills, I find pivot to be the most offensive skill as it greatly extends the enemy's movement range. The default danger areas does not take this into account, and failure to plan for this could leave you in trouble. Over here, Erika uses her turn to pivot across Nino, greatly extending her movement range by 2 spaces and ruining my plan. Drawback is meant to be a defensive skill, but the AI often uses this for no rhyme or reason, other than wanting to show off that they have a skill. If they end up drawing back the teammate that you're not baiting, this would be to your advantage. Knowing when to attack and when not to attack is absolutely crucial in this game. A very good example of this is making sure that you don't activate an opponent's skills unnecessarily if you cannot finish them off. For instance, Lyn is a real pain to deal with once her HP is below 50% as both her Soul Catty and Defiant attack activates. As such, I try to avoid leaving her below 50% HP on the enemy phase and instead finishing her off on my next turn. The last one is pretty obvious, but if you find that you and your enemy are just short of finishing each other off during your turn, it is better to do nothing, let them attack you during their turn, and then kill them off when it is your turn again. And that's all the strategy tips I have for you today, so until next time, see ya!